Welcome back everyone. I'm Jewel and I'm going to do a tutorial today on how to get an mod from the mod site at Farming Simulator. It says www.farming-simulator.com, and you would click on mods and you would get a mod, and we're going to get a shed that has doors so we can put it in the map and go from there. Or you could export it from another map. We'll show that on another episode. But this time we're going to show you how to get it from here. And what we'll do is pick on FS19 and click it. And of course, if you're doing FS22, just click that. But in my case, it's 19. And so we're going to type sheds in the search bar, and hit enter. And now we're going to look through and find some sheds. Now I'm not going to use these particular sheds because I already have the ones downloaded that I want, but that looks like a nice set right there. That might be a good one. Let's see, this one up here was nice looking. I like that one too. Looks like a really nice set. So what you would do is pick which one you want, click more info, then you would click download, and then this is what you would get. It would download this stuff. It has different pictures, as you can see. And so once you click download, it's going to say it might say save down here or something, or it could say click OK or whatever. Just follow the steps to get it downloaded. Once it's downloaded, it's going to appear in your downloads folder, which I'm going to open, and it would probably appear right here. And in my case, I already have the one that I want to use, so I'm going to show you that one as soon as I see it in the list. Okay, it's not far from here. Let's see. I hope I didn't here it is. Welker Shed Pack. That's the one I'm going to do on this one. But you could pick whichever one, and hope you get a good one that works, because you have to do some changes, but try to pick a good one. And so anyway, you're gonna click on it with your left mouse button once, then to highlight it. Then you're gonna right click on it, and you're gonna come down, and in my case, I'm gonna hit copy because I want to leave this here in my downloads, but I'm also going to put it somewhere else. I'm going to go to Documents, double click on My Games, double click on Farming Sim 19, double click on Mods. You should already have a map in here. I've shown you that in a previous episode, so check back on those if you haven't seen that. And you're going to double click on Jules Peaceful Valley, or whatever you named your map. Of course, you're not going to name it that. You're going to name it whatever you want. And then you're going to double click on Maps, and in the Maps folder, if you haven't already, you need to make a new folder, which you'd come up here and click this. You just click it, left click it once, and name that folder. It's going to come up with a little highlight and look like that, and you're going to name it. And in our case, we named it Sheds. You can name it Placeables, you can name it Sheds, whatever you want. Well, within reason. You probably don't want any apostrophes or anything like that in it. You want it to just say something basic. Alright, so we've named our folder Sheds, and this is where we want to put the mod that we just downloaded. So we're going to double click on it. And in this case, since I already clicked copy, pretend this one's not here, okay? What you would end up doing is, I'm going to make a new folder, but you wouldn't do that right here because you would have an empty one, or you would have one that you're going to just add it to it. But I'm going to make one so I can make it easier when I delete it, because I don't need it. This is what I already have, but I'm just showing you how to get it in there. So you're not going to make a new folder in this spot. You would have made one in the maps folder if you needed it. but I'm going to make one that says test to show you how to get the zip file unzipped. You're going to right click on it, or you can double click on it, open it, right click in the middle of that, click paste. Now you have your zip folder in there, which would have been in the sheds folder, which I didn't want to put it in there because I want to be able to delete it. But you're going to right click on it, extract all, extract, and it's going to open this. You don't need that, close it, it's just showing you what it opened. And you're going to double click on that one that's there, and it's got all this in it, and that's what you needed. But I already have all that in that other one, so in the sheds one over here, it's right there. So I didn't want to, you know, put two in the other one. So you could delete this one with the zip file since you have it open here and you left one in the downloads folder, or if you was worried you was going to mess up and lose it or whatever, you could drag it and put it in desktop or some other folder that you have. Just remember where you put it. But in my case, I don't need either of these, so I'm going to go back to test and delete that one since it's already here. So basically, if this wasn't here, you would have just right clicked in the sheds folder here and clicked paste, and it would have put the zip file in it. Then I would have unzipped it, extracted it, whatever the case, what I just showed you, and then you would get this, and then you would move the zip file out or delete it, and you would open this one, and this is where we would be, and you would see this. Now, in our case, I'm going to pick shed 2. I already have done shed 1. I already have it in my map and it works fine. I'm going to pick 2 and go from there. So in this case, this is the one, and I'm going to click on this one just to show you what it looks like. So you're going to want to double click, and it's going to pull up the editor, Giants editor, and you're going to pick which one of these you need. The 8.2.2 is the Farming Sim 19 one, and the 9.0.2 is the Farming Simulator 22. So in our case, it's 19. That's what I'm working on, not a 22. So I'm going to click the 8.2.2. Click OK. It's going to open it up. Don't click anything. Let it load. Make sure if it's spinning, just don't click anything or touch anything. Let it go. When it finishes, click that, the X to close that, and now you can scroll down and see your building. You have a light, you have doors, so it's a nice little shed. So now we don't need this open, so I was just showing you what it looked like. It obviously has all the stuff you can look at, but we're going to close that. I'm not going to save it because I didn't do anything to it, and we're going to minimize this for a moment. Now we're going to go to the documents folder. You're going to go back to My Games, Farming Sim 19, Mods, your map name, which mine's Jules Peaceful Valley, and you're going to go to your mod desk. So left click on it, right click on it, and then you're going to edit with Notepad++. Left click on that once. Now, in this case, this is what it says. And I named my map Jules Peaceful Valley, and if you'll look at a previous episode that I did, I show you how to name your map and where to put the stuff so you can name it and see it in game. So that's that, and now we're going to come down here, and this is what we need to worry about, the store items. And this is the first step. If you don't have this line, you can copy it from another map. So let's pretend you don't have it, and let me show you. So you don't have it, and you come to another map. Let me find one. Let me go down. Let's see. Do this one. Alright, pretend you don't have it. You can pick another map, and let me see. You can open it, go into the mod desk of that map, left click, right click, edit with Notepad++, and this is what you can look at their stuff, and then you can grab one of them. So just pick any one of the store item ones, and you're going to left click at the end of it. Then you're going to hold down left click and drag it over while you're holding it down all the way, and you would get that line. Now if you don't have this line, this one or this one, you need to get both of them as well. So what the best thing to do would be to take and click right here, left click on it, hold it down, hold the left click and hold it down while you go up, and then put it to there. And you're going to right click in the gray part and then click copy. And I'm not going to do it because you know how to copy and paste most likely. So copy, you'd hit copy, and then you would come back to your mod desk that you had opened already where we were. And if you don't know how to get there, I'll show you that again. You just go back to Documents, My Games, Farming Sim 19, Mods, Jules Peaceful Valley, or the name of your map, and then you're back to the mod desk area. You would left click on it, then right click, then come down and hover over Edit with Notepad++, or if you don't have Notepad++, you can click to go to Open with Notepad and use that. But in our case we have Notepad++, left click, and this is where we get to. Now that we're here, we could copy. We would click just under this stuff here, and we would click, we'd scoot it over to about right there, and we would right click right there, and we would click paste. Now I didn't copy it, but that's what you would do, and you would paste that little section we looked at right here. And then what you would do is leave one of the lines in there. You would only leave one, okay, and you would delete the rest. So you would pretend we're going to delete one of these, like it was one of, we had that whole list that we saw. We'll right click, left click here, then we'll hold left click down and drag it over to there, and we would just delete. We'd right click and we would delete one line, just that one. Make sure it's only that one that's highlighted, and that's what we would do. But in my case I don't need to delete it, but in your case, if you were getting someone else's to get all that information, you would only need one of the lines, and because you're going to change some of the information, but you're going to need this part, you're going to need the file name stuff and all that, and you're going to need this line, store items, with this little forward slash, and this one. So now that we have that copied and pasted, you would just delete the ones, all of them but one line, all of them but you would keep this line, you would keep this line, and you would delete every one of them but this line. Now what we're going to do in this case, I'm going to have to copy and paste it since I only have two. So if you already had the line, just taking left click, get one of them, right click on it, copy it, then click just below it, right in that spot, right click, paste. Excuse me. And now we have a line, but we need to change where it's written to, where it's calling from. Let's put it that way. Alright, so now we need to change Placeables to Sheds. So we're going to go back and look at our stuff. We're going to go back to Maps, go back to Sheds, and that's what we need it to say. So it's going to say Jules Peaceful Valley, Maps, Sheds. So in this case we don't have to have Jules Peaceful Valley because it's already looking there. The mod desk is telling it to look in this map. But we do need Maps, Sheds, and this name, because that's where our shed is in this pack. See? So what we're going to do is pull this up. We're going to look at this, and it says Maps already, so we're good on that part. We don't need that part. But Placeables is not the folder we have it in. So we're going to click right at the end of Placeables. And now if you named your folder Placeables, you're good. You can keep going to the next one. If the one you copied and pasted in here don't say something else. If it says houses or whatever else from their map, you may have to change this or that as well. It needs to be exactly where you put it, the exact files names. So now we're going to go sheds, and then it says maps, sheds, and then we're going to put this. So this is already FS19, so we don't have to type that. And it has the underscore, so we don't have to type that. Just click after it. And now we're going to, first we're going to come to the end of it and backspace all the way up to where we don't have to type. Right there. Or we don't have to delete, rather. And then you're going to capital Welker. See, it says Welker. And then capital SHED. And then an underscore. And then PACK. Pack. And make sure that after that it says it has a /. And now we're going to come to this dot right before it. And we're going to erase all that up to the /. And the way you would know is like I told you, well, I haven't told you yet. This one here is the one we want, shed _2W. So you would come down to the XML file, left click on it. You could right click on it, then click edit with Notepad++, and whatever it says right here, wherever it pulls up to, that's what you're going to put, shed _2w.xml. Or most likely you wouldn't even have to open it. You do have to open it because you got to look at it and make sure everything's okay. But while you're here, most of the time it's just going to be this word, shed _2w.xml. So just add .xml to any of them here, and you would have the right name because it has XML here. So that's the one. It has to be in the one that you want, though. So if you wanted the shed 3, you would do this one, and it would have to have that little other stuff, and it would be .xml right there. So anyway, we're going to go back to the mod desk, and we're going to type in what we just said right there, this one, shed lowercase and _2 capital W, and it's already got the .xml because we left it in there. So we're good on that. So everything is good. You just make sure it says maps, because this one says maps, see up here in the left corner. Then it says sheds, that one says sheds. Then it says FS19 _ FS19 _ Welker shed _ and pack. And then a /, and then it has to go to the XML file, shed _2w.xml. And then all that needs to be there, so don't delete any of that. Make sure it says store items, and then store items with the / at the front of it. Alright, now you're going to click save. Don't forget to click save or it will not work. Alright, so now we got a couple more things to do. So let's go back to the beginning. So you can either click up here. If you get confused, just click documents and go back through the process. My games, Farming Sim 19, mods, Jules Peaceful Valley. Now you want to go to default items. Left click on default items, then right click on default items and click edit with Notepad++. Now there's a line, see this line? You could copy and paste that one, but in that case it says data or whatever you want to call it. You would have to change that, but it's best if you can pull it from another map. So like I showed you, going in another map, you would go in their default items folder and pull it from there. So just to make sure that you're understanding me, I'm going to do it because I don't want you to be like, I don't understand. I want to make sure you really get it and understand it. So we're going to pick this one again. Alright, and then, so I picked Hunter Farm, and we're going to go under default item. You're going to click it, left click one, right click, edit with Notepad++, and you'll see, and you roll down until you find it. Alright, let me see. I may have got mixed up. Let me see where it's at. Maybe not. Yeah, I think so. Here it is. Okay. So you'd pick one of these. See that line? That's what you need, because it has the appropriate directory. It's going to take you to the right place. So, and you can see it has other information you need. So you would basically copy, just take a line out of it, say pick one, say pick this one, and you would just go all the way to the end. Okay, and then you would right click on it, copy, and then you would go back to your the one you were working in, which would be Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 19, Mods, Jules Valley, Peaceful Valley. Then you would click on your default items, right click, edit with Notepad++, and then you would paste it in that list just under the last item above this one, but below all that. And you would paste that line in there. So you basically left click here, right click, and click paste, and then you would have that line that you need from another map if you didn't already have one, and if you didn't want to try to change all that other stuff, and you'd be concerned that it wasn't right. Alright, so now this part's right. It's a placeable. It tells the class name. Now we have a file name we need to change. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy my last one, because I already have some and I know it's correct. So I'm going to right click, copy, then I'm going to put it here, right click, paste. So now I've pasted that in. Go back to the beginning right here, and I'm going to change the path. Now in my case the path is actually almost correct, because the one I just did was there. But pretend it wasn't. Pretend it said Placeables. Pretend it said this. See, I would have to change it, because mine wouldn't be in Placeables. Mine's in Sheds in this case. So if you're confused, you would go back to your folder, go to Maps, go to Sheds, go to the pack, go to the shed you want, and you would see the path right there. Maps, Sheds, FS19, Welker, Shed, Pack. And then you would also see the XML file. So you know, okay, that's the path. So we'll minimize that. Excuse me. And we need to go back just a little bit. Alright, we leave this part where it says $map dir, which is directory, $/ leave that part, okay? You would leave all this other stuff, class name, placeable, all that. File name, all these equal signs, all that. You would leave all that. Now, the maps part is correct, because that's where it's at, maps. So let me open it back so you can see it. Just want you to be able to see it in the corner. The path. Alright. So you can see it right there. Well, it was there. Let me open it back up. There. There's the path. Now, what you're going to do is change this part. If it isn't the same, I'm going to change it. But it is the same, but I'm going to change it. Sheds. So whatever that was, you need to put it as what yours is. Maps, Sheds, and in this case it's correct on this part, but if it wasn't, you would just start here, backspace all the way up to here, and write whatever yours is called, whatever that folder is right there. Then you're going to come to this last one, and it's not correct. This was a Shed 1, and we want Shed 2. So in this case, we only have to change the 1 to a 2. But if you had to, you would need to erase the whole thing. So if you have to, just erase the whole thing and then write the one that yours says, which is shed underscore 2 capital W dot XML. See, it says it already, dot XML. Now you're done with that part. So you could go ahead and hit save so you don't forget, but you're still going to need to do some more work here. So we're going to scoot over. This is the position and the rotation. That needs to be changed, but that has to be matched to the Giants editor of when you import it. So let's go to Giants editor, and we're going to go ahead and import the shed. Click File, Import. We're going to pick Shed 2 because that's the one we're working on, and we're going to click Open. And make sure you're pulling it from the map that you were in. Alright, now it's highlighted here. Make sure it's highlighted. And then you're going to click Edit and Interactive Placement. And now we're going to click it right here. And we're going to roll back so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so where am I? Okay, I'm just making sure. I have a shed already right here and a shed here. So I'm trying to make sure I put it out of the way. That's why I'm putting it so far away from it, right there. So now we're going to look at it, make sure it's on the ground good while it's still highlighted. Okay, it looks like it's good, but I'm going to show you why you need to do that. See, if you have it up here, your vehicle's not going to drive in there. It's going to hit this cement. So you need to lower it with this arrow down to where you want it till it just touches right about, hang on, right there. Approximately there, but you can always play around with it. Make sure your ground's level before you try to place this. I already showed you how to do the replace feature in the previous episode. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Alright, so now you can see that the triggers are all there highlighted. These little boxes are triggers. You got all the different functions. So now we're going to click off of it into the sky just to show you the building. Alright, now you have it in there, but you need to click back on it. See at the bottom of the list in the left hand corner in the scene graph, it's shed 2W. We need to click on that. Make sure it's completely highlighted, not that one, but this one. Can you see the difference? Make sure it's the full shed thing highlighted. Now you see over here where the attributes box is under transform, it's translate X, Y, and Z. You're going to left click at the end of this numbers right here on the translate X box. Now the secret to getting all that in one go without having to copy and paste each line is to press Shift Control C after you've placed that cursor right here at the end of it. Now you're going to come back to the mod desk, which you can see it's down here in our taskbar, and I'm going to click on that, and that gets you right back to where you were working. And you need to make sure you're in the default items XML, okay, where you just put that stuff at, and you're going to come back down to the position, and right in front of this quotation mark right there, you're going to left click right there. You're going to hold it down, left click the button down, and drag it over to right there. Don't erase the quotation marks. And while that's highlighted, you're going to right click on it and click paste. Now you have placed all those numbers. See those numbers? Translate X, Y, and Z up here. Now they're there. Now obviously they have a few extra numbers there, but that's fine. That's just they don't put them there. But it's the correct position, so you can leave it, or you could erase them and make it exactly. But it is exactly, so I would just leave it. And now you need to do the rotation. So you need to come back and click on the Giants editor and check the rotation. And in our case, it's all 0. So we don't got to change that. Okay, so yeah, actually we do got to change it because this one says a number and it needs to say 0. So if it said a number in the Y or any of the X or the Y or the Z rotate, you need to change all of them to match. So you have a 0, you would need to this case leave 0, and then this one needs to be deleted, so you erase that and put 0. So it's got to look like that if it says all zeros. But if it didn't say all zeros and you had a number, you would need to put the number between the zeros or whatever it says. If there's numbers in each one, you need numbers in each one. So whatever it says. So ours says 0, we're going to leave it like that, and the rest of it's fine. So now we're going to click save up here. You have to save it. And remember, if this is red right here, this little thing by default items, it's saying you hadn't saved. You need to come over here to the blue save icon and save it. Now we're saved. So we have our information we need. So now we have one more step to do. We've already done our mod dash. Excuse me, I'm in the wrong one. No, I don't want it. Okay. There. That was an old one. It was a test one. Okay, so we've already done this part. See? Remember I showed you that. We've got that. That's number 1. And then we done our default items. We've got that. That's number 2. We did our positions. You got to make sure you do all that. And the rotation. And now we need to go back to the map. And since we've already done our position and translate, the rotate and the all that, we're going to delete. Yes, I said delete. Delete the building. So it's highlighted. Make sure it's only that highlighted. And then you're going to click on your keyboard, delete. Now you need to save the editor, save the map, and let it work because it takes a minute. Give it time. It's going to spin. It might say not responding like mine's doing. Even if it takes a while, let it do its thing. Don't touch nothing or bump nothing or it'll jam up the computer. Alright, now it's finished. Now we're going to go into the game, hit play. I'm going to try to hurry to get it past all that extra stuff. Hit career, new save game, continue, go to the map, Joe's Peaceful Valley in my case, continue, start, and get in the map. Alright, now there's my shed I already had done. There's another shed I had already done. And now, it's not there. It means we forgot something. I know what it is. We forgot something. Okay, let's go back. Close it out. Actually, before we go out, I want to see something. Hit P. Go to this Placeables. Go to Sheds. Yep. That one's the other one, and there it is. So we have it in the shed one in the Placeables. So we got that part, but there's one thing I didn't do, and I forgot to show you. So it's important, and this is what it would do. It would tell you all this stuff if you did it wrong. So if you see this, I'm glad this happened because you need to know what happens if you did something wrong. Because sometimes you do something wrong and you don't know what you did wrong. So now I'm fixing to tell you what it was that was wrong. So you're going to hit escape, and I might have to Control-Alt-Delete. I hope I don't. Yep. It's going to jam it up so I can't close it. So I'm going to have to Control-Alt-Delete, Task Manager, and that's the only way to get out, and then hit stop. Okay, now I'm going to show you what happened. So I forgot one thing, so I'm going to show you. So we're going to go back in here. So actually no, we're going to go to the folder. Alright, see the folder here? We picked Shed 2W. Go to the XML, okay, of the Shed 2. Right click, edit with Notepad++. Now we need to look at this. There's things in here that you've got to change. And you got to look through the list. Let me find them so we can change them. Alright, I see some. There we go. Alright, I'm just double checking up here that everything's in the place. Alright, So that one's going to have to be changed. Now I'm going to refer to another one just so I can show you how to verify it with another one. So I've got this out of the Hunter map. So this is how you verify it. You get one out of another map that you know works, okay? You open up the file that you know works. So if you went in Hunter's map and it said 72 by 160 tan shed, you would click on the XML for that. Like this is the XML. You would click on the XML for that. Right click, open and edit Notepad++. Now you would look at their stuff and you go piece by piece. Okay, I'm showing you how to troubleshoot it. You go piece by piece and look at theirs compared to yours. Okay, and as you can see, you need this image file. Okay, and you go back to theirs, and theirs has image, but it also has where it's from, but ours doesn't. Ours just says that, so we've got to change that. So in your image line, you need to click right here in front of the store, and you're going to have to change it to where yours is located. So I'm going to show you his. It says maps, placeables, and then the name of the building, and then where it's at. But in this case, ours is in placeables, so we got to name it what ours is. So we're going to go back and we're going to do maps / sheds / and ours says FS19 and then underscore Welker shed with a capital S underscore pack. Make sure you don't have any typos, and then /. Now we still need, let me look at it real quick. So you go back and double check. So maps, then the where it's at, then the name of the thing, the folder, and then it tells that. So you're good on the rest of it. So we'll go back. So we're good on that because it does say shed 2. That's where we need to go. Leave store. I know ours doesn't say store, but that's because it's at the store in the game. So leave that, okay? Alright, now that part's correct. Leave it there. So come on down and look at the rest of it. Now most of the time this stuff part is going to be okay. So unless you've bumped something or clicked something, it's fine. So you're going to read over it, each piece. So we're going to say price is, that's the price we want. Now you could change that if you wanted a different price, but we're not going to do all that. Alright, and each one, and some of them have things that others don't have, so you don't have to add everything. You just need the basic stuff. So everything else is good. All that is good. This is all good right here. Leave all that alone. The main part you're looking to change is the stuff that needs to be told where to go look. Okay, so we're going to come down. Now we're going to go back one more time. Alright, so see file name. That needs to have the information. So we're going to go back. See right here? This needs to say where to look for it. So we're going to say maps / sheds / FS19 underscore capital WELKER shed with a capital S underscore capital PCACK. So make sure it's right, and /. Now we're going to double check by clicking on the other one. Make sure we got everything. Everything looks the basic pattern. Okay, so that's what it says. That's what we have. Everything, that one's fine. So unless you have a typo, you're good. Right, roll on down a little bit. These are all fine. You're mainly looking for stuff that needs to be called, and it's calling it from those files. So we're going to keep rolling. Now see this? It's calling, it's moving file, and it's asking for this. Okay, so that needs to have information. So I'm going to show you. So you roll on down to it. Excuse me. Roll on down. Alright, right here, see it? He's got several of this in the sound section. So see how you have to put it? In this case he has it as the data, but that's probably because he used the basic the game files. But in this case he didn't, so he had to put it. So we're gonna have to put it on the one that I was showing you where it said sound. Now his is slightly different, but this part's good, so leave that part alone. Just at the beginning we need to get it to call it to the right place. Maps / capital S with the sheds / FS19 underscore WELKER capital S shed underscore PACK. Alright, so we typed all that out and then put the /. Now we're good. Maps, sheds, that's where it needs to be looking. And it has the sounds folder, see it there? The left corner. It's got the sound folder, see? So that's where it's going to call from next. And watch this, I'm going to go double click on the sounds folder up there. And then you see all these. Now if I go back over here, you can see it's the door. So there's the door. So it's following the path. Trying to show you. Maps, sheds, Pharmacy Welker shed pack, sounds, and then door. And if you'll read this, it says the same thing. Maps, sheds, FS19 Welker shed pack, sounds, door. So that's how you get it. Now you roll on down, and if you see anything else that needs it, there it is right there. Sounds, door. This one needs to know where to go. So we're going to do maps / sheds / FS19 underscore capital WELKER capital S, and do sheds. Back up if you mess up. Make sure it's correct. Underscore PACK. And then you're gonna / you reread it, make sure it's good, and that's good. All that's good. Alright, and we're just gonna slide over and all that's fine. Leave all that. So we're gonna roll on down. Now this one has one, I think, not sure on that one. We might have to change that one. But for now, I'm not going to change it for now. I'm going to roll on down past it and see what else we need. Here's another one we need. So I'm just going to change it. Maps / sheds / FS19 underscore Welker shed underscore pack. Alright, / just make sure it's all there correctly. Now it's going to call from over here. Alright, so the other one I don't think we needed to do that. We don't have to do that one, I don't think. That was the main one, the file. Okay, and the image. So we're going to keep going, rolling along. All that's fine, leave all that alone. Now we have another one. See, it says file. This one needs to be changed. Maps / sheds / and I'm doing it over and over so you can see it without in the long form, so you know for sure, so you'll know exactly how to do it without any question. Alright, underscore Welker shed with a capital. Make sure you put it exactly right. Back it up. So underscore PACK / and then that one's good. Alright, so that one's finished. Roll on down a little, see if we got any more to fix. There's another one. See, you got to fix them all or it's not going to call it and it's not going to work. MAPS /sheds with a capital S /FS 19 with the capital FS underscore Welker shed underscore PACK /. I know the video is a little long, but it's going to help you because it's going to show you the error and it's going to show you how to fix that error. And that's important to be able to see it in real time. So that's why I wanted to do it. Alright, now down to the next one. Got to fix this one so it'll call that information. Got to put it in the right spot. Make sure it's right before the S. Maps /. Now, yes, you could copy and paste, but I don't necessarily recommend to do so because sometimes you accidentally highlight too much information and you screw it up. So if you're typing it out by hand, you're not going to hardly mess it up because you're watching what you're typing. So that's why I'm not copying and pasting. If some of you are like, oh, she's killing me, she's not copying and pasting it. Well, there's a reason for that. Sometimes you mess up, and I don't want to. I want to show you how to do it without messing up, hopefully. So now you're going to type in FS19 underscore Welker shed. See, that was a capital. Shed underscore PACK /. Alright. But you can copy and paste things, but sometimes when you highlight certain words, it highlights all those words, and you don't want to do that. So pretend we was going to do that. If I did it like that, then you could copy and paste that because it didn't highlight everything. But if you accidentally did it and it clicked, I think if you double clicked it, it would highlight like every word that said that, and then you would change every single word that said that, and you don't want to do that. So that's why I'm showing you by typing. Now we'll roll on down, and we have one more. Got this one, and we'll finish this up, and then we'll test it in game. So, and remember, it's the same thing over and over if that's the file you need. Alright. Alright, reread it, check it, everything's good. Alright, roll on down, there's nothing left. Alright, I've changed them all, as far as I know, unless I missed one. And hopefully I didn't. So, if I didn't, we should be good. Now we're going to save it. You have to save. Don't forget to save. Now we've saved. Now we're good. Now we're going to minimize this. We can just go right into the game. We've already saved. And hit play. We're going to load the game and it should be there. If not, we forgot something. But it should be there. So, new game, continue, continue. Pick the map. Continue, continue, start. And start. Now, that's the one I already did. And there you go. It's in the game. Now let's go see if the doors work, because that's the real test. If the doors work, we did everything correct. If not, we made a mistake and left something out. Uh-oh. Yep, there's the door. Now let me go check the garage doors. Yep, see? That's why I'm glad that mistake happened, so you would realize, oh, I didn't do that part. And that's the most important. You have to do the right parts. And look, you can see that we should have lifted it up a little because the ground was not quite right, but you can fix that in the editor. Now, you may be wondering, why did I have to delete it? Well, sometimes people that put it in the placeholders thing in the editor, and let's go ahead, hang on, let me go on and get out. Actually, no, let me hit P, go to Placeables, Sheds, and you can see that our shed is in there, number 2. And you could place it if I own the land, but it says I don't own the land, so I can't. But see, we've got it both ways. Once, wherever we wanted to put it in our map, just for everybody that got our map, and then they could also place another one if anywhere that they own the land. So we're done with this. We're going to jump out, get out of here, so I can jump real quick back in the game. Sorry the video's getting a little long, but I'm glad that happened so you can see in how to troubleshoot when something's not right, so you can double check what you should be doing. All right. It's not hard. It seems like a lot, but once you learn how to do it, it's not that hard. So, because I was struggling with it, and a friend helped me go over it, but then I still had trouble, and then I just kept looking at it until I figured it out. So, now, remember, we're going to do the My Desk is what you got to do. You got to do this line under the store items. So remember that one. Change it to wherever it's located. Then you're going to do the default item XML. Default items.xml. Remember, you're going to get this line with the map dir, and it has the position and rotation, all of that line, all of that. So you need that whole line, and that's what you would change. You would leave this part and change the path. Make sure it's going to the right XML, and you have to go in the editor under that particular building, which I don't have now, and get the coordinates to be able to, these right here, whatever was translate, whatever, you would hit Shift Control C all at the same time after you've placed this cursor at the end of the numbers on the X, and it would copy and paste all three of them numbers and into your editor, your Notepad++, and you would put it right here, and you would highlight over that and copy it into that position, and same with the rotation. And then the only other file you would need to look at is the XML file that you're working on, the shed that you're working on, and you would change all of the image. You would change any where it says sounds, where it's going to the sounds or the doors or the garage door, sound door, so on and so forth. Anywhere, overhead door, all that. Anywhere where it says moving file, or you see that it needs to go to a certain place for sounds or textures or whatever it says. So those are the ones you replace, and always hit save. Once you've hit save on all those things, you're good. And when you're in the game and you have your building at the end of this list here, after you've done your X, Y, and Z coordinates and position and rotate in the Notepad++, you need to delete your building. Do not leave it. If you do, you'll have two buildings. You'll open one door and the other won't open in the game. So you're going to want to delete that and then save it before you go in game, and you'll be done. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope it helped. I hope that the error that I did in real time showed you how to troubleshoot that, and that helps you know what steps to take to get your doors to function in the game. So, but catch you on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell to receive a notification every time I post a video. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, and stay tuned for more map making. We're going to do a lot on this map, and I'm going to teach you the things that I learned and the things that I already know, of course. But I'm going to catch you later. Goodbye, everybody.